Hi, welcome to this video. So I have 5 minutes to go over a couple examples with you. And so let's get started. So your assignment is to do a couple from this page in your practice and problem solving part of your textbook. So I'm on page 277. And or if you're using a worksheet, then you're just doing the problems on the worksheet. But they have this help for us. They're trying to make it easy for us by putting these little boxes and things in, but sometimes the boxes make it harder. So I'm just going to ignore those and solve this on my own. So x plus 5 is less than 7. So when I solve an inequality, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend like it's an equation. And I'm going to treat it the same way, except when I bring this down, I'm just going to bring this inequality symbol down until I check it at the end. Then I'm going to solve. So remember, to solve, we always do the opposite. So the opposite of add 5 is subtract 5. So I subtract 5 from both sides, just like I would an equation. And then I get 2. And over here would be x. So that means I think x is less than 2. So then what I'm going to do is, this is when it gets a little bit different. I'm going to do the RSS. When I go to check my solution, I want you to remember that you're checking to see, remember you solved it like an equation. So you're really checking to see if the solution you get would work in the equation that you solved. So when I check it, they should be equal. Notice in my check, I didn't use the less than symbol. The way I check my inequality is by the graph. So now what I'm going to do is, I think x is less than 2. So I'm going to go to my number line, and I'm going to go to 2. And because it's less than, I put an open circle rather than a closed circle. And then less than, remember less than is to the left. So I'm going to draw an arrow to the left. So it means the things on the left should work. So let me see if I shaded correctly. I'm going to choose a number from my number line that I'm shading. So anything over here on the left, like I'm just going to pick 1. Okay, that's one of them. So I'm going to put that in my inequality, and I'm going to substitute it in. If I replace 1, x with 1, is 1 less than 2? Is that a true sentence? Yes. So that means my solution is correct. X is less than 2. And there you go. So when I go to solve number 7, same idea. This time I added 4 to both sides because the opposite of subtract 4 is to add 4. So I treated it like an equation, and I solved it. So when I do the check and I do the RSS and I rewrite it, I'm going to rewrite it like an equation. And the reason why I do this check like an equation and rather than an inequality is because I solved it like an equation. So that's how I got my solution. Here's what I think is true. I think that x is greater than or equal to 16. So to check to see if that inequality is right, I'm going to go to my number line. And this time, since it's also equal to, so I have this bar here, I'm going to shade it in because 16 would also be a solution because it could also be equal to 16. And then since it's greater than, remember greater than is to the right, less than is left, greater than is right. So I'm going to shade to the right. And my time's almost up, so let me just make sure we do check this. So that would mean that I would pick a number on the right to make sure this is true. So I'm going to choose like 17, like this is 17. So I would take 17 and replace that with the x, replace the x 17. Is this true? Is 17 greater than 16? Yes. So then my shading is correct. And I'm just going to quickly show you number 9. So number 9, this time, the number on the right is a negative. So here when I solved, I added 20 to both sides. I got 9. Then I have to put the numbers myself on the number line. So I put 9 in the middle. This time my shading, I colored in because it's less than or equal to, and I drew an arrow to the left because it's less than. And I checked my solution, and 6, I used 6 over here because it's part of the shade, is less than 9. So yay, I have it right. Thanks.